This program is sponsored by Highview Motors, providing a service like no other.
Set the record.
Right guys, welcome back to Set the Record with me, Doni Brasco. We're chatting to Apache Indian. This is the third and final part of this series. I've just got to remind you, it's been a lot. Like I'm looking back at everything, and there's like so much being said, but there's so much depth to what's been said. There's a lot of passion. We have a lot of artists in the UK, a lot of artists. A lot of them have stories, and a lot of people are feeling bitter as well at the same time. And I think at the moment it took a voice like Apache's Indian to bring it to the forefront. This is not alone just his struggle, but on the flip side, I'm sure the BBC, as what he's pointing out, have their parameters as well. And this is a discussion to be had. This is something maybe we need to look at. If the BBC are not representing us as British Asians in the UK, then maybe there's something that needs to happen, or a conversation at least where something comes in and we can have your say. We're not here to name and shame. We're not here on a witch hunt. We're not here to try and attack anyone in their careers, because no matter what you do, even if I personally don't like it, it doesn't matter what you do, but the fact that someone's got to where they've got to is their struggle. We don't know everyone's struggles, and even if it's not a struggle, even if someone's lived a privileged life and got to where they are, it doesn't matter, they're still doing something, and that's what we want to do. We just want to make some kind of change, make some people be aware of the issues, and that's why we're talking here to Apache Indian as well. So if you don't know what I'm chatting about, let's have a quick little recap.
I didn't have a name as an artist, because I was filling this form. I said, fill this form in.
What you called, yeah.
And what you call, I like this artist from Jamaica, Supercat, that wild Apache. I'm Indian, Apache Indian. It literally came from there. So I'd leave the 25 records there and 25 records of Don Christie's and Summit Records and all the reggae shops I used to go to. And then it was number one in Birmingham for in the reggae charts.
Wow.
6 weeks. We still got all the charts there. Next was Maxi Priest and Capleton and Barry Sanders. And I thought,
Apache Indian, come on. I was interested that when Tommy Sandu took over a rapper to Charlie Sloth, I was very interested why it was a rapper from India. I love Divine. Divine was taken to Charlie Sloth. Love him, but I was thinking, why wasn't it a UK-based type thing?
And a lot of people have lost their dream because of this lack of support. I am telling you clean.
Right, so there you have it. Before we go forward with part 3, I've got to stress, if you've not seen part 1 or 2, you need to go back and watch the full episode. Take the time out. They're about, 20 minutes odd each in time as well, but take the time out when you can in bite-sized chunks. Watch them, otherwise none of this is going to make sense. And also, please do leave us a comment, even if you think this is completely irrelevant to your life. Even that in itself is saying something. So whatever you feel to share, please make sure you write a comment down and let us know what you're thinking as well. And it'd just be good to know as well. Anyway, let's go. Part 3. Set the record. Apache Indian.
So what if I didn't have that? If I didn't have that support from the wider community, I wouldn't be here. If I left it 2 hours, I wouldn't be here. So because you're not supporting your own. And so that's where it gets serious. Let's forget music. Let's look at our culture. Have we ever supported our own?
Well,
really?
I think there's always, with Asians, I think they're always scared about pioneering something that's new and breaks molds and breaks boundaries, because I just
We've
feel
had a problem
it.
with just helping each other, forget about that.
Yeah.
That's secondary. I mean, just generally, it's always been, the cousin's better than him. Oki got the Eki got that. How come he's not doing that?
Why aren't you
and
like
through
that?
saying that, we never
enough.
moved forward. We never moved forward. I'm sorry. And I, my children, they're Rajan, like you just met him. I've had to keep him away when he was growing up from some of my own uncles and aunties that did it to me.
Oh wow!
And I've kept to protect them against the culture, I've had to separate. So not separate, but just a little bit distance. You ain't gonna do it to my son.
Give people the realities as well. That's what we're trying to talk about here.
Real stuff, real progress. Life is difficult. Don't get comfortable. There's things to do, and anyone that's not supporting, move out the way. Whoever's supporting, of just progress. Let me know who that is.
I've got to ask you as well, Apache. Obviously, that video started up a lot of people coming forward, like with a Me Too type thing. People that have suffered as well. Mm-hmm. Why did you feel to delete it off your social media, the video?
Yeah, so I deleted it off my social media because I said, in the video. I will go further to say that they've even employed more, and I shouldn't have said it that way.
That felt...
So it offended
yeah,
people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, people. I'll say it again. But it's funny because I've had a lot of support from my Muslim friends, you know, brothers and sisters around the world. I've worked with some of the greatest artists, and you know, as I said, I'm having support for my campaign from the community, from the Muslim community. But if it offended people write to me and say, I love you, Apache, but why did you say that?
I mean,
so I'm sorry. I don't make speeches. I'm not politically correct. I've always spoken up in my heart on my sleeve. I'm sorry I offended people, but you know what? There hasn't been an overwhelming, you know, let's bomb down Apache because of saying that. I've apologized. I've taken it down, and I still apologize. But the point was made. And the point I'm trying to make is that there is discrimination against certain faiths, certain artists, and certain people say, you know, I speak to artists. The artist will say to me himself, I know I'm of this faith, so I won't get played, or I will, or that person will, or that person. You're telling me already.
Well, there was the, when Tommy Sandu was removed from the BBC when he was sacked, I don't know if you're aware, there was a transcript of a WhatsApp conversation that went up, and that's how it all started. So there was a WhatsApp conversation between him and his producers, and they would openly cuss each other, they would cuss each other, there was racist slur, there was sexist stuff in there, homophobic stuff in there, and that's why Tommy Sandu was removed from there. But the thing is, Tommy didn't say anything, from what we know as well, and he's removed and gone. And I thought it was brilliant. I think as British Asian, he was really good. I really enjoyed him. But there was something that came up in there as well, where they said if it's a Muslim artist, it goes to Noreen. If it's a Thing artist, it goes to. If it's a Sikh artist or Punjabi, whatever, it goes to so and so. So I just remember reading that in that transcript, and then you brought it up, and as much as I didn't like hearing, because I don't want to hear that, because for me, the way you were is like, back in the time when I grew up then, right, I didn't have segregation of Muslim, Sikh, Hindu. I was scared of getting beaten up and just called a Paki, you know, and they were all my friends. We were all one, and we had a common enemy as per se. Cobra Kai is massive at the moment, and you know, an enemy is, you know, was it I don't know, there's a statement anyway about it. But the bottom line is we were together, we fought together. When the riots were happening a couple of years ago, when the riots happened, people were breaking down. I remember when there was Muslims and Sikhs in Southall, they were fighting together. That's right. You know, they were stood outside. There were some Sikh people that were going out there and sitting outside the mosque, so people weren't knocking them down and stuff. All this was happening. And so I always come, when adversity hits, you congregate, you join together. I don't even know what the fuck.
No, I take your point completely, because you know what, you have to be sensitive, and I shouldn't have used the word, but I said anyone that understands me, then it wasn't a go at that, but anyone who understands the problem knows there is a problem. There is a problem. So you have to admit that. So that's why I said it wrong. I'm not a genius, you know, I'm not a politician, I don't write things down. I just said it as I said it, but people know what I meant. But for the people that, you know, every person that wrote, there was about 5 people that said, I love you to death, but I didn't like that. I personally replied to them. I personally replied to them.
I saw those replies and stuff as well.
I've apologised, and that's why I've taken it down, and I still have their support. So they know me, and that's where the reputation comes. I'm saying it, as I said, you know me. And if you didn't know me, yes, it would be more offensive, but you do know me. Let me just go back to what you said, because it's a serious conversation, yeah? Let me go, because I'm here to squash a bit, but tell you the truth. You know what you just said about Tommy, and you said it went, and it was all over the press, wasn't it? Daily Mail, Mirror, and all these things. How did he get there, Donny? Ask yourself that question. How?
I've never looked into it.
Okay, so that's the missing piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did he get from there? Not saying it's right.
Yeah.
It was wrong. A bit of banter between the boys. You make a judgment about that. So we didn't talk about it and sort it out internally, HR or whatever. What we did was it went to the press. Now, I will tell you now, yeah, that I deal with the press. 10 years later, the press told me that it was leaked from the BBC Asian network themselves, someone there that told the press, and no one knew, so they used me to go and tell everyone. Zab Khan went to Asjad and the Daily Mirror with those messages, and still Tommy and everyone don't know that for a fact. I'm telling you that for a fact. It was leaked to me, me to tell everyone. And he also went and told about Mark Stripple, who was involved with the Punjabi Hit Squad. He's the one who leaked that to the press and got him in court. I don't think he knows that neither, because there was a conflict of interest there about they're playing too much Punjabi Hit Squad, but he's a part of Punjabi Hit Squad, so why are you doing that? And you're a part of their group and you're a part of the station. Conflict of interest. He said, I don't have anything to do with those songs. Look up at those songs. His name is as a writer. That was leaked to the press by Zab Khan. I was told that 10 years later. So don't shoot the messenger, people. Yeah? They went to the press to get rid of their own people. Yeah? Judas in the camp, disease in our business, but that wasn't dealt with internally. It went further. And you want to use me? Use me then. But the press never told that it came from the BBC then, did they? They want to tell me to tell everyone, I'll tell you. Yeah? Let me tell you further about this same Zab Khan. Forget about the fact that we helped him get the job back in '92 when he's running around Peterborough with our little arranged marriage flyers. Let me tell you that I saw Zab Khan 10 years ago. Yeah? Well, forget I said his name. I saw 5 people come up to me and my son, yeah, in the Amers nominations party. Remember those days, yeah? I went there, about 10 years ago, right? Yeah. So I went in there, and I don't usually go. I went in, there's only an Amer, and I went with my son and a few of my crew, and 4 or 5 people came up to me and said, all right, Apache, how you doing? I said, all right, how you doing? Yeah, respect. And I said, I'm sorry, mate, who are you? Because there's one main guy in the middle, a few. And I says, you don't know who I am. He became very rude, he became very arrogant. I said, can you just tell me who you are? He goes, listen, if you don't know who I am, and his friends started getting upset, and beyond a joke now, yeah? And he's getting all, and he pulled out his phone, and he showed me my number on his phone, that I'd spoken to this guy 2 days before, and I thought, oh shit, and then I'm apologizing even more. I'm really sorry, I obviously spoke to you, but just tell me who you are now. Instead of telling me who he is, and he didn't tell me who he was then, he said, I can make or break you in this, with swearing, I'll make or break you in this business, Apache. But what is he saying to other artists? But he can say publicly in front of my children, in front of his people, I can make or break you in this industry. To Apache Indian. Zab Khan, the head of the BBC Asian playlist by then, the head of the BBC Asian network, I think, by then. And now you're the same guy who leaked that to the press about your own people. And you're doing that to me. Who are you? You monster. You bully. How dare you abuse your position? And how dare you come in front of me? And you know what? I woke up the next day and I called all my friends and said, who's this guy? And I described him. He belittled me in front of my son because I can't say nothing to you. Because I didn't know who you was. You need to slap, brethren. Slap. And I don't condone no kind of violence. But you know what? You can't talk to me like that. You can't talk to anyone like that. But if you're going to talk to a Apache Indian like that, who's already made it, what are you saying to somebody else then? And you're still there now. I am sorry. You have pissed me off. And I've kept quiet. I, like the people who have left the station, have been silenced all these years. That happened 10 years ago, and I'll give you more stories, brethren. Personal stories. How you want to spit in my face when you had the chance. And you still they're doing to other people. You work in Birmingham. What more do you want to do before you want to? Listen, brethren, let me tell you something. I've had people even say, "Let me go and deal with them on the case," and I said, "No. Yeah, you don't go away throwing shots like that and you think you're gonna get away with it because I'm not your judge. God is your judge." That's why I said, you know what? You wanna treat people like garbage, and you cannot be worshiping God. What kind of God you're worshiping? Yes, this thing's religious because I move with good people and I move with good spirits. Right now, it's good over evil, isn't it? It's not about your religion or your color or your race or your nation. It's about you're good or you're bad. And that one are bad. And you're spreading a disease. And then the younger people out there, when they're making decisions, you know what, Doni, let me tell you something. When the Queen's thing was announced, yeah, they put up a post, the BBC Asian Network put up a post about the 4 Asians that, want to do press, and the only one of those 4 was the musician, Apache Indian. Yeah. It's a music station, Asian music station, Asian artist, and they didn't put me in the post.
Yeah, I saw the first time you went in the post.
So I weren't in the post at all, not in a picture, not a mention. You don't have to mention everyone that's won, but I'm a musician, and you're a musical. Asian, hello? Nothing, Doni. That wasn't going to hurt you. Yeah? And so when they did put it up and I came, they put me in the back somewhere. I'm sorry. And that was a final shot, you know what I mean? Because the Queen's approved it, but my own people can't. And now you're going to affect the next generation when you could be inspiring them with just that one thing. I celebrate on my own. I celebrate success, life itself, and I push it further. But you, man, them, evil. Sorry, Doni.
No, there's a lot. I mean, we've got to mention Zeb Khan's not with with BBC anymore, is he? He's not. Is he still working with them?
100%. Last time I heard he's working with them. But if he's got away with it, go and find him back and go and ask him these questions. All I want is these people to be investigated, and if they've made any wrongdoings, and if there was any kind of conflict of interest. People who are married to people there, or people who are friends there, or so on, so on. Someone sent me something this morning someone's getting played a lot, and they're all friends anyway. I don't know. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because the wider people are not getting support. Kids have been left, careers have been affected, lives, business. And you know what? If somebody takes something away from me, Don, yeah? Remember I had children when I was 18. If you take something away from me or bootleg my music or not paying me for that money, it's no longer taking it away from me. You're taking it away from my son.
Yeah.
Food off his plate, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's how I've always looked at it from 18. You ripped me off, you ripped off my family. So now, you can't do that. That's my livelihood. And then you embarrass me in front of my children when I can't do anything about it. And where's that for a father? You know what I mean? How's that? I want to be inspiring to my son. And those kind of incidents I couldn't do anything about. And I felt embarrassed, man. And I'm a winner, I'm a fighter, I'm an achiever. And you try to knock me down like that. And I've had to heal myself through my own music to be able to speak. And now you want to shut me up? No, I haven't spoken yet.
Have they approached you or tried to speak to you?
No.
Since all of this?
No. And I'm not questioning the people. I'm questioning the friendship now. I've been friends with these people for 20 years. I just got a message from Noreen saying, can you help me with my friend? I'm helping her friend. So I'm still helping you, Noreen. I'm still helping you, Bobby. You want to reach out to me, but don't play me like don't play me like that, Dread. And go out there and you can't even call me behind hours and off record. So the friendship meant nothing then. You see me, I've been more famous and rich than you, but I share it with the people that built it up and the people yet to come. You're knocking down what we built as music, the industry, the culture, the community, and you embarrassed us. Because when it goes in those papers, the Daily Mails, who's the bestie for? It's for all of us, isn't it? Yeah. So why take it to the Mail? Our people took it to the Mail. Bond that. I bond that, Dread. I'm bonning all evil. Anything that's evil, I'm bonning. Anything that's stopping us progress, I'm bonning that. And anything that we need to achieve, I'm talking about it and saying, look, can we get here? Can we get to the BBC Asian Network, restructure it, and then maybe the playlist is voted by the people? Like, it could be you, it could be people that have had real out there on the ground, I mean, it could be independent, it could be all the DJs are voted by the people, so there's no bias. It could be, this has opened such a can of worms that, you know what's in question now? Every single Asian station, independent or not, and TV, is there one Asian TV station that you can go and sing a live song on? No. So that's not representing. So there's now, when I spoke to the government and parliament, because I took this to them, they said, actually, Steve, there's a big, we don't have a governing body for your Asian, there's no general governing body to say, are they doing the right job? Yeah. Are they representing the community? Are they diverse? Are they diverse in the staff they employ? There's rules, there's laws. And I think they're breaking every single one. Every single station's breaking, not every law, but every single station. You watch, I'm coming for you.
We're talking about the independence.
All of them.
As well, right?
Because you could be independent, but there's a license, and there's things in the license of representing community, representing diversity, right from your staff to the wider community, and what you say, what you have to say, what you can't say. Yeah, we know that. Yeah. So do they all do that? No. How come we don't have a TV station that you can sing on? I did that when I got the chance, just like Radio 1, Brit Asia show, come and sing. So was it for me? Yeah. It wasn't for me. The band, some people said that that's the first time they ever performed. So I've done Jules Holland, I've done Top of the Pops, I've done Blue Peter. Where's our equivalent? Yeah. Come on, guys. Yeah. So everything that's coming from India, it's it's a lot of serials, a lot of Bollywood, and I don't mind it. You mean after the 100 channels, we can't have one for the young kid to come and rap and sing and add vibes and a ting? Yeah? So we need a new Asian urban channel. If somebody wants to do that with me, I'm on that. I'm doing the Asian Urban Music Awards. I'm on that. Asian Urban Artist, just got medal. I'm doing that. And it's going to be Asian Urban Artists from this country. Yeah, maybe one guest from somewhere else. I'm going to make it UK, I'm going to make it friendly, I'm going to make it Asian, but I'm going to make it diverse. Look out for that in a couple of years. Look out for charts, look out for awards, and look out for me bringing our thing and showing it off to the world. We are going to explode once we've got these blockages out of the way. The vibes and the creativeness going to be flowing. We have so much to give, and we have been held back. And you'll see then other people embrace us. Just like my music career, like Maxi Priest and Frankie Paul, and embracing what I built. They will embrace our industry.
I think one thing definitely can say from this, good or bad, or whatever side anyone watching this is or listening to this is taking, and I know there's a lot of problems with the BBC, but one thing is definitely this conversation that's happening now is making our culture damn relevant again.
Yes.
And it's making the youth of today actually think. One of the things I always think about is I'd love to go out and be proud to be brown. I don't want to hide away that I smell of onions sometimes because my mum's made a banging curry at home, that I love gobi and stuff. I've got haldi stains. I'm proud of that shit, man. You know, goodness gracious me, when that was on TV, when Sanjeev Bhaskar, Mira Syles were getting these, I was proud.
Incredible.
You know, and I still, so many years later from when all these things happen, I still feel inferior in media in every way, being a brown person standing next to a white or a black guy. And that I don't feel should be there. So I really hope something comes from this and we start asking the right questions and go forward.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, you hit the key nail on the head there. You know what? Everyone's important, yeah? And as I said, I don't feel uncomfortable standing in front of no one. But if you come in correct and you move proper and you're going with the thing, the door's open. The door's not open, you know, on the other side. It's so quick. So I stand proud. And I want you to stand proud everywhere you go, because anything that you've done, you've achieved a lot, yeah? But you are who you are, you're proud of where you come from, you're proud of your heritage, you're proud of your language, from haldi to music, you know, it all matters. It all matters. I'll put it right in my first song, Ik Do Tin Data 1, 2, 3, and Kapila, Glassy. It's all there. It's all relevant because I'm enjoying, I'm celebrating. Look from when? It's not now, is it? So you feel proud of yourself and don't ever even say that again. Say, you know what, say I will go anywhere. You know what they call me? Fearless. Fearless. If you move correct, you know who's with you? God. If you move proper and you do God's work, He's right there next to you. And that's how I walk and talk, Brad. Because, you know, even my own son says, how come you're so fearless that you walk through? You know, if I saw 10 dogs there, I'd probably walk across the road. But if I saw 10 hooligans there, I'll walk straight through them. You know, I'm scared of dogs here, but I'm not scared of no man, no guy. Tell you. Because you're real, you're honest, you hold any conversation, don't put on a different accent, don't try to be American or black or nothing. Be yourself. Embrace the languages around you if you're part of it. Don't just say, man, I respect, man. I do that because I learned the patois from the first 5 years now that you know. You know what I mean? It's if I grew up in a household and I could speak that and it was a part of my community, I never knew anything different, remember? Garlem, Gore, this and that, everyone's there. Then when I'm doing interviews later on, you can ask me, where did that come from? How come? You can, you know, okay, why are you trying to be? But don't disrespect me. Ask me expression. Ask me around the world. You know, I'll go as far as saying this, yeah. In India, yeah, on the height of my success, everyone used to ask me what my name was. What's your real name? And it bothered me for a minute. Because you know, in Jamaica, yeah, I'm going to India, man, I've done right.
India, man.
And nobody really asks you. And then I questioned it over there, and I said to somebody, why is this? I mean, really trying to get to the Naki at the second.
Where are you from?
They wanted to find out your caste. And if your caste, if it wasn't the caste that they liked, they told me you wouldn't have got the support from India ever like that. So that makes you think, innit? It makes you think that look how much things are in people's minds that we need to change. How do you change people's minds? A generation of thinking. How do you change your mind now? You can't just say now I'm a good person, now I can do, and now I don't believe, because it's ingrained, isn't it? So I say it's like an instrument. I don't know how to play that guitar, but I'll pick it up every single day for 6 months and I'll practice. Well, practice being good. Get up every day and just try to smile with people, ask them a question, forget your problem for a second and ride it through and go through and be positive. And if you're not in that frame of mind, pretend you are. We've had to pretend. You know what? Life is like acting, isn't it? Because who really shows their true feelings to anyone? So that means we're all actors then. Is this Bollywood? So I'm saying find the balance. Be yourself. Stop acting. Be real. Speak. Sometimes, you know, a conversation has helped mental health. It's helped that young kid. Just because of a conversation. Let's get real, guys. You know, the world changed. I'm using everything in my power, my name, my platform, my music. When I, like you said, I don't have to. I can enjoy the later parts of my life.
You can chill out.
But yet, you know,
this beautiful cottage.
I feel a new mission, a new journey. I mean, a life has started, a new chapter. Get in touch with me, Apache Indian HQ. You ask me a question, I'll try to help you. If you're a young person, AIM Music Academy. I don't care where you are in the world. If you ask me a question, everyone asks me a question. They're shocked when I reply. You know, I follow young kids that think, you know, I've just done on my new album. I said I've got someone from the academy who's not famous. All these things, you have to think out the box. As I said, we're in no man's land from music to culture. I'm not knocking any progress that we've made, but I'm knocking at anyone who's trying to bring us back down and going backwards. So yeah, it's been a year to reflect. I've definitely reflected, been productive, got a stamp from the Queen. And you know what, next year I'm telling you, we're going to do more together.
Yeah.
We're going to do more together because I know you're passionate as well.
Yeah,
and as I said, if you know, your voice is alone there. You know, there's a girl there that's talking, there's a guy over there that's crying. But together, we heal each other, and together we move. You know, all these words like unity, strength, they mean something.
Yeah.
Unity, strength, and all the words from Bob Marley back in the day. And you know, I learned a lot of consciousness from reggae that wasn't there in the Asian music. It was more, you know, sad songs,
Dub's
love
beautiful
songs.
for vibes.
So put that together, you have arranged marriage, you have caste system. So people don't give up on the lyrics, don't give up on the message. You know, keep going. There's work to do. We haven't been here for a million years. We've been here just 1 or 2 generations. Don't get comfortable. Don't listen to the media. It's about hard work. It's about support. It's about community. It's not just about you. It's about you and us. Respect. Apache Indian, man. Bless.
Boo, 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 boo. Set the record with Apache Indian. Did I think it was going to be as intense as this? I don't know what I actually expected, but one thing I know is you've got such a big person like Apache Indian talking about the issues that he's faced, the struggles he's faced and the problems he's had with a station that represents his community. Now, I looked into it a lot more. I had to look into it a little bit more because I sat there and I thought, what's the point? You know, Apache's put this video out. We've gone to chat to him. Me and the crew, we're down there talking to Apache, listening to his problems, and it's all good. And I don't want to come away from this and just seem like, oh, he's a bitter old man that's just barking up some kind of fight or some problems that are irrelevant. What he's actually talking about is very relevant. I had to go away and look about it. I talked to a couple of people. I've got to shout out an old friend of mine that sent me an email that he actually sent through to Ofcom because I wanted to look into this. What happens if you have a problem with the BBC or how services are being provided? So what used to happen is there was a 5-year review that used to go on via the BBC Trust and Ofcom used to govern it. That's changed. The charter now is like 10 years. The charter's 10 years and they have a review with the BBC to check how the output of the BBC is. About putting your concerns forward, as far as I'm trying to look, I've been trying to look online to see what kind of procedures you can email them and say your things, but is there an official document to Ofcom that you can say what your concerns are about what they're putting out? You know, I can't seem to find access for that as well. And someone's actually told me that maybe that's been removed and Ofcom directly don't deal with it. You have to go through the BBC Trust. So it does sound like everything's internal with the BBC and that's what they're looking at. And I don't know how I feel about that. I feel if you're going to take criticism, positive, negative, whichever way it is, what you want to hear from your audience, and the audience is us, the listeners, and the content providers, then should be an easier way for us to have our say with a station that represents our community, especially when it's such an important thing to our community. I mean, if I sit down and think how the BBC is, they're so important to the elder generation. Like they're a lifeline, having like older programming, language program. They also bring in this kind of sense of pride being in Britain. We're still Asian and we have something that caters for us as well. I know in a time of lockdown, so many artists have been relying on the plays on payouts and coverage through the BBC. And like Apache said, when you get played on the BBC, it gives you that seal of approval. It just, that je ne sais quoi, it pushes you a little bit more. So the BBC is very important to us. I myself have been on there a few times. I've done some mixes for them as well, and you put a lot of time and effort into that goes on. But I don't know how it relates to the actual audience that goes on. And one thing I think maybe should be a bit easier is where we can have a say on what goes on the station. So coming away from this, no, I don't want to come away and think Apache Indian is just bitter and angry. He's doing his own thing. He lives in his own life. He's living his life. He's feeding me. He's sending love out. He's so positive. Like he gave me so much love. I'm there literally talking to him cynically about these issues that is going on that obviously are very passionate. We got him at a time where he's very passionate and he's talking to us and still giving us love, and he's like, yeah, Doni, we got to do this. And I don't think this is a fight that we're taking on personally, but it's questions that need to be asked and are important for our industry. And that's hopefully what we want to get away from this. Does the BBC serve our purpose, and can we report back to what we want from our community, and does it actually represent what our community are? Because they've put a few documents out. Like I looked into the mission of the BBC. You know, they had a mission statement. So I got an email. I'm not too sure if I can mention who the email was for, but I looked at the mission for the BBC, and it goes, their mission is to act in the public interest, serving all audiences through the provision of impartial, high quality and distinctive output and services which inform, educate and entertain their audiences. That's their mission. Now, if we're not being impartial and we're being selective and there's people talking about it seems to be cliquey, then this is something that needs to be investigated. I think this is something that we do need to be able to talk to. And I shouldn't be sitting here, or Apache or anyone shouldn't be sitting here worried that if we raise a concern or a question or challenge a system, that we're in fear of losing a career. And that's something like I've definitely battled with. What's going to happen from this interview, this chat with Apache? Is it going to make it bad for me as well? And I'm scared about that. But the bottom line is, it's a real inquiry, man. It's a general query, and I don't think anyone should be afraid to ask any corporation or any company or anybody a question, because it's just a question. You know, it sometimes can get heated, but it's just a question. Who governs it at the end, and who do we answer to? So once again, thank you very much. My name's Doni Brasco. Shout out to the whole team as well. Got to shout out my director. He's just constantly taking my rubbish as well. And Apache Indian, thank you very much for your time. And thank you guys for listening and taking the time for all 3 episodes as well. So till the next show, I'll bring another big artist from you from the Asian industry as well. So keep it locked to this. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and tell people who generally are interested. So keep it going. Peace out. Set the record with Doni Brasco. We're out. CookiesTV.
This program is sponsored by Highview Motors, providing a service like no other.
Set the record.